Hard Eyes. This film
Yeah.
is directed by Josh Ruben, who has been kind enough to be interviewed on our show before. And I think he knows and he would respect that if we hated this film, we'd be very honest about it and we would say so on our channel. And I'm happy to report, Nicholas, this movie was kind of my shit. I really liked it. I liked this movie quite a bit. And this movie is perfect camp horror. And it's not camp horror in a way where it cheapens the horror or it makes the camp not as funny. It's balanced almost perfectly. And the way it's balanced is through the use of rom-com tropes. This is a rom-com movie that has a slasher killer placed in the middle. And the way it uses rom-com tropes to tell a horror story was so funny. Like in the audience we saw it with, everyone was eating it up, like loving how funny and down to earth the movie was with some meta jokes at the same time. And like I said, it doesn't cheapen the horror in that there are a couple really good scares and the gore is awesome. It's
Mhm.
very awesome. And the two leads, Olivia Holt and is it Mason Gooding? Is that his name?
Yes, from the Scream movies.
Yes, both
Tying
do.
it back.
Yeah, both do really excellent in the film. Their chemistry's great. Devon Sawa is also in the movie, which I did not know, and it was fun to see him of Final Destination fame. And I had a thoroughly great time watching the movie. And to go back to talking about pacing, this movie's paced wonderfully. It's almost perfectly paced. And, that's no surprise coming from Josh Ruben because I think every film that I've seen him direct, where I've just seen Werewolves Within and this. I know that you also saw Scare Me, Nick, but Werewolves
Mhm.
Within and
Yeah.
this movie are both paced wonderfully. So it didn't shock me coming off of Werewolves Within how great how well paced the movie was. My only issue with the film is I think that the third act, particularly the last like 10 minutes, go a little bit too far with suspension of disbelief, even for the ridiculous world that it's set in. It tries to kind of parody another franchise while also trying to just come up with an ending that's satisfying. And I would say it was like half satisfying. And the reason I say that is because the ending I thought we were getting was kind of satisfying. And I'm not going to spoil like what it was, but I was very happy and cool with what the proposed ending was originally. I'm like, oh, that's like an interesting way to end the story, that this is the answer. And then when you get to the actual answer, it just kind of felt very like, oh, okay, we're doing this. But
Mm.
literally up until that point, thrill ride, absolutely love the movie. I would give it 3.5 stars in my sleep, 4 if I was feeling good. I had a great fun time with this movie. Nicholas, what are your thoughts on Hard Eyes?
No, I echoing what you said. I agree with the majority of it. I think that in terms of balancing the romance with the rom com, I think at times that got a little cheesy, and some of the dialogue in the more romantic scenes I thought was very cringy. But I think that ultimately it works to service the story because it really is just like a Hallmark rom com movie with a slasher killer thrown into it. And so I think when it does have that sort of beat, it does work to its advantage to a certain extent. But in terms of the comedy beats, in terms of the horror beats, I mean, for me, I thought a majority of the jokes landed and very well with the audience as well. I think that the kills were all fresh and innovative. I really like the character design. I think with the slasher, that's really also a big part of it. Having the hard eyes, I thought was really unique. I just liked the design with the hard eyes and the mask personally.
Oh, yeah, no, it
Uh,
looked really cool.
and one thing that did surprise me, and I don't know if it was marketed or maybe I just missed it, was the real dynamic between the two leads, Olivia Holt and Mason Gooding. I didn't know that going in, sort of what their relationship was to each
Mm,
other,
mm-hmm.
and I thought that that made it such an interesting premise for me, which then kind of leads more into the rom com trope of everything.
Yes.
But no,
By the way, you did a great
yeah.
job explaining that without spoiling it. You did an excellent job.
I tried. No, but I think I've enjoyed everything that Josh Rubin's directed. I really liked Werewolves Within. I thought that that
Mm.
was a really good take. Again, sort of balancing the comedy with the horror. But also Christopher Landon had a hand in writing this movie, and
Yes.
he's done Happy Death Day, Freaky, Happy Death Day to You. I believe Drop that's coming out. They just released a
Mm.
trailer, and I've personally, I've been enjoying those movies. I think they're fun. I think it's showing that horror doesn't necessarily have to always be sort of all horror and gore all the time, that you can introduce these sort of comedy elements and really make it just like I've had fun watching all of these movies, and I had a great time watching this.
Yeah, and going to what you said, like, I think Happy Death Day and Happy Death Day to You are okay. Dude, I fucking loved Freaky. I liked Freaky a lot. And going back to earlier in the show, that's another movie that came out in 2020 and was kind of criminally underseen. But yeah. No, but I echo a lot of your sentiments on Hard Eyes. I am going to watch this movie again, actually. I think I'm going to take Hannah on a date night when it comes out. After we see, we got to see Captain America. But after that, I think I'm going to take her to see Hard Eyes. Because it was a really, guys, it's a almost refreshing, because usually when you have movies like this, that's going to be like a campy horror movie. It's just so poorly done. And this is, like, Josh Ruben, you could call him like the master of this craft of the camp horror movie. And it just did a phenomenal job. And I had so much fun watching it. And I'm glad it was good. Because, you never know with these things going in. And like you said, I'm going to bring more credit to the design. Awesome design. And I hope they franchise this, and that Hard Eyes Killer can become sort of a horror icon. That would be really fun. That would be really fun to see. But yeah, guys, when you have the chance to see Hard Eyes, please let us know what you thought in the comments down below. We would love to see what you guys thought. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.